I've been playing a lot of Guild Wars 1. I started at 20, so yeah, 23 hours, almost 24 in just a few days is quite a grind. And we're making a lot of progress through the campaign to get that beautiful Halls of Monuments sword. But one thing that is very confusing is how the inventory system works, how can you actually get better gear, and how to clean all this stuff, because what is happening over here? We have savage kits, like in Guild Wars 2, we'd have identification kits as well, but they don't quite work in the way that they do in Guild Wars 2. And after a lot of trial and error, and my chat telling me exactly what to do, so I can tell you what to do, I figured out how it works so you can get a clean inventory and get some very good weapons and armor to level up through the campaign. And obviously for the end game as well. So let's go through that. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. And let's get into it. So the first thing I would recommend is go to options, go to control, and go to the bottom where it says inventory. And you want to bind your inventory to open... No, there you go. To toggle all bags. This will make it so when you press inventory, everything gets opened in one go instead of just having every individual bag. You can also have your open inventory another one so you can see your character and put your gear on. And also remember to go to general as well and show collapse inventory bag view. This way you don't have the individual bags, but instead you have everything together. It's way easier to play this way. Now the next thing we're gonna go for is understanding the different types of items you're gonna get. There's two main items you're gonna get. One is gonna be salvage items like this, and you're gonna get weapons like this. Weapons usually they're for selling. You use them or you sell them to the vendor for a good amount of gold. And you can identify them, even the white ones, to get even more gold. You can see here, if I press identification kit, boom, you're gonna get a bit more gold, and it tells you the gold that it is, and it actually will up the price. You're obviously gonna have blues that you can also identify. There are purples like my weapon right here that I also identified, but essentially for me to make it more powerful, of course, and use it myself. And you also have these yellow ones, which are worth even more. I'm actually gonna equip this one because I want a longbow in order to pull stuff into my character. Well, yeah, to pull enemies so they go and I don't aggro too much stuff. The weapons are pretty easy. You identify them, and if you're not gonna use them, just go to any merchant and you sell them. Just like this. Boom, you make a lot of gold with it and you'll be happy. Now be very careful when you're actually selling stuff. If you have one of them in your other setups, you can sell them as well, so you be just careful to not do it. They will show in your inventory with this little symbol anyways, just so you know that you have it equipped. But everything else, as long as you know that you're not gonna end up using any of these weapons, there's no problem in actually selling them to the vendor for more gold. And the one that you actually want to use, you can go to the weapons vendor and go customize, and boom, customize it for a bit more damage, which is always great. Now the next thing we need to talk about is the salvage items. These ones are a bit different, and they're actually gonna give you even more gold. Now the normal ones, like this item right here, it just says savage item, and you wanna buy a savage kit, normal savage kit, for a random merchant, just like you did with the identification kit, normal salvage kit, and you wanna salvage them, just like this, easy peasy. This will give you materials that you can store in your sunlight chest. Go to the material storage part right here, and you can boop, put them in there. You're gonna have to do them manually, which is a little bit annoying compared to what we have in Guild Wars 2, but it will work. And then you can use this in the armor vendor to craft new armor. This is gonna be very good for you to get yourself more strong, more powerful, more tanky, and sometimes you can do more damage. As for example, certain pieces, specifically the helmet, has different scalings, and sometimes it will give you more damage if you pick the one that, well, for example, I'm swordsmanship. This is perfect because this will give me indeed more swordsmanship, which is very useful for me. You do need them in your inventory and not in the sunlight chest, which is a little bit annoying and kind of dumb, but it is what it is. For the rest of the armors, it will always just be a different version of it. It will look a bit different, so just pick the one that you like the most, I guess. Now there will also be some other types of items that you're gonna be able to get, like this one, for example. You can see that this salvage item is identified. You can identify it just like this, to get runes. The same runes that you have in... Oh, wait. You can't see that. There we go. There it is. You can get runes. There, that's better. You can get runes. And these ones can be savaged to sell to other players, or, well, to use them yourself, but because you're leveling, you most likely don't want to do it, as you'll be replacing your runes all the time. It's the same thing that you get in Guild Wars 2, right? But in this case, they're way more valuable. You can see here that I made multiple platinum, insane amount of gold. I think I was at 1 platinum right here, and after I sold everything, I ended up at 6 platinum and almost a half. So insanely good just by playing the game normally and doing the campaign. Now, in order to do this, you're gonna have to get yourself an expert salvage suit, which is indeed a bit more expensive, but it's totally worth it. And just go in here into the item you want to salvage that has a rune. You click on it and it'll tell you which one do you wanna. You want a 100% savage. Now, you will be salvaging one instantly, super easily, but then you'll get a 50% chance of actually destroying the item. If it destroys it, you get only the one that you picked and not the other one. If it doesn't destroy it, you can salvage it again for the other one. Now, in this case, I'm not really sure which one I should get. I don't know what's good. Both of them seem nice to me, but I have no knowledge about this game to know what is good or not. So what I can do is remember, okay, this is Mesmer rune of minor domination magic, so Mesmer and Paramancer. And then you can go to the rune trader, any of them in any city, and you're gonna be able to buy some, but you're also gonna be able to sell them. And here you can actually check which one you need. So we know that one of them was Mesmer, so I think it was the minor domination magic one. Domination magic +1, yeah, that's what it was, and it's 330 gold. That's not bad at all. But I also have armor +10, elemental damage. So that's obviously going to be elementalist. So it's going to be Paramancer insignia. It's 100. Oof, not the best. So we know that we want the Mesmer rune of minor domination magic. So we're going to go in here. We're going to expert savage this item. Boom. We're going to pick the Mesmer one, savage. And we didn't get lucky. And the item got destroyed, but I still have this. So I can go to the NPC again, go sell, and there it is. Now, it's just a little bit less than we originally thought, and you can actually request a quote to say what is the actual price right now, because you're selling this to another player, essentially. It's kind of like an auction house, and you press on it, boop, and tell you 240. Oh, we made 10 more gold than we expected here, and we sold it, boop, and now it's gone, and I got my gold. Easy peasy. You can, of course, buy some of them for yourself right here and use the gold this way. Some of them are pretty cheap. Like the swordsmanship one is not even that bad. But no, I'm not gonna do it because I don't have any good armor, but I could. And that's the whole thing about this. You can actually use some of these items yourself, or these runes yourself, if they're very good for you, but there are a lot of them will not be good for you. Instead, it will be good for another class. So you can use this to get the ones that you want, or just use the gold for something else. And I think that is about it. It's a pretty cool system. I really wish Guild Wars 2 had something more like this. I understand that it's the same system in Guild Wars 2, kind of, but it doesn't really play out that way, does it? It's just, you never are like, oh, I got this rune, let's go, it's so expensive, yes, yes. I mean, sometimes, but it's just so much loot all the time that it ends up being like completely incomprehensible. So I really wish that Guild Wars 2 would kind of learn a few lessons from itself, I guess, from its old self. But I guess, you know, maybe we can get that for Guild Wars 3, right? Or maybe we end up getting Guild Wars 2 Reforged and they fix all the stuff in one go. That'll be fun. But yeah, it's been a very fun time playing this game and understanding where Guild Wars 2 comes from, and it's really taught me a lot of lessons on why Guild Wars 2 is the way it is, and also where it kind of failed in some ways. Of course, I prefer Guild Wars 2 than Guild Wars 1, personally, but still, there's something there, and it's crazy to see, to be honest, and experience it, and it makes me really connected to the game at the end of the day, doing, you know, checking all the lore and all the places. And you should definitely check out my series of me playing Guild Wars 1 and trying to get my Halls of Monument. So definitely subscribe to the channel, go check that video, yesterday's video. I'll leave it in the description down below. You can join our guild as well, and go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. See you around. Oh, and watch me on live on twitch.tv/. See you around. Love you all. Ciao, ciao.